What if there was an Olympic running race that went so horribly wrong that the winner actually hitchhiked his way to the end? Well, there was such a race. The 1904 Summer Olympics men's marathon was the worst race ever to run. The experiments they tested on some of these racers in order to boost their performances are absolutely ridiculous, but then again, so are the ones they used in the Olympics today. Now, this happens to be an event that almost no one knows about, which kind of makes it perfect for this speech, and I've done extensive research on the topic, given such a small amount of information of the subject that I was able to find. The three most noteworthy people of this disaster of a race are Fred Lorz, Thomas Hicks, and Adrian Carvajal. The first of these three men was Fred Lorz. He was also the first to cross the finish line, except he didn't exactly do it honorably. So Fred Lorz, after racing for 9 miles, collapsed of dehydration, and upon thinking of not wanting to fall behind, he hopped onto one of the cars driving the track. Lorz continued to ride along joyfully in this car, waving at the people around him until the car broke down after driving him 10 miles. He then, ran the last 5 miles of the race, reaching the finish line, and upon making it there, he was hailed as the winner and went so far as to take a picture with Alice Roosevelt, who was Teddy Roosevelt's daughter. Lorz was just moments away of being awarded the gold medal when suddenly someone came along and screamed, "That's the guy who took the car to the finish line," forcing Lorz to play the classic, "Oh, it was just a joke, guys," card. Well, this pissed off the judges, who then banned Lorz from competitive running for a year. However, upon finishing his ban, he then won the Boston Marathon. So, there he goes. Now, if you thought that story was weird, it's nothing compared to who actually won the race. Good old Thomas Hicks. Thomas Hicks was a British-born American. Hicks was just barely able to make it 10 miles when he started to pass out due to dehydration. This was when a 2-person support team jumped out and tried to help him. And they did it the way they thought best, by dragging him along, and while the poor dude was begging for water, they wet his mouth with a sponge, because 1900s. While they're dragging this dude along even more, who just wanted to stop and rest, they decided, hey, I know what'll help. And his handlers gave him sulfate of strychnine, which is rat poison. And to them, this was the ideal stimulant to use. When that didn't work, they thought to give him more, but this time with egg whites and brandy, because why not? So now, running on nothing but rat poison, egg whites, and brandy, the poor guy began hallucinating and had to be carried to the finish line, in which he was declared the actual winner. If rat poison wasn't enough, next there's Adrian Carvajal, this man, who ate several rotten apples. So you're probably wondering how we managed to do that. Well, this is how. Adrian Carvajal was the only man from Cuba to show up, and when he did several days before the race, he spent all of his money. So the dude had to hitchhike his way to the race, arriving in normal street clothes, which he cut to make his pants look like running shorts. As you can see here, very fashionable. Now, Adrian did all right until the fact that he hadn't eaten in 40 hours due to being dead broke started to affect him. So what did he do? He ran into an apple orchard, stuffed himself with as many apples as he could, got sick, threw up, and took a nap, where he eventually woke up, wandered over to the finish line, and got 4th out of 62 places. Honestly, I'd say these 3 men were the lucky ones, because due to the intense heat and lack of water, except for one well in the middle of the track, which was deadly poison to everyone who wasn't used to the water in the location, deadly, but it made them horribly sick. They either got sick on that or starved to death, or choked on the dust that was in the air because it wasn't a properly kept track. So, in conclusion, the 1904 Olympics men's marathon was the worst race to ever happen. I mean, you had a dude who rode in a car for most of it, a dude who was running on rat poison, and a man who flat out took a nap in the middle of the race and got fourth of all places. So the moral of the story is, if you ever feel tired from running, don't drink rat poison. Thank you.